Now, apparently I've been training Alphamon up, from very low level to high level. He is now 112. I am reaching towards 113, so that I can get new armor and such added. So like he wears new ones on, which is one. Um, Now this is on hard mode. What I'm playing as on now because I'm training. Now I'm basically training up to like 2560. Because some weapons require that skill number. Which I'm basically aiming for. I am basically training stab at the moment. Uh, which is one. And then I basically have to train bash, shot, crush, blast, heal, force. Basically training at my own pace. Apparently this is my skills, MP skills. Giga, Dark, Petty Held, Petty Freeze, Mega Cutter. Apparently he does have others, under probably different names. Apparently that's my actual Digivolution lineup, even though Darman's the highest. Darman was the first one I started as and completed story mode with, but since I'm on Dark, I've been training against, well, these things, these Mummymons, which I really find to be a grind. They are great with training against, because they kind of make you level up quickly. So kind of like what I'm doing, just training, mainly. So once it gets stronger, like maybe get the next level up, I'll put armor on and such. So I'm like a little bit tougher to these things. So apparently I've been training like this for years, well, against Digimon and whatever, just to level up and get stronger and then achieve a better Digivolution or whatever, which I actually did with getting Alphamon. I trained for years with Darmon, and then eventually I took a break and then went back to it. And then I did basically look up Alphamon, and I thought, okay, he shouldn't be that hard to get on hard mode because he should be fairly easy. And I thought, well, okay, since I'm a high level with Doramon, this should be too easy. So I went through it, apparently as Doramon, and thought, yep, okay. First I thought the dungeon would be hard, but it's mainly thinking which places you've been in lately and memorizing it on which way to go. So that's what I did. I memorized it. And then to see who I went past apparently, and I was like, yep, okay, go this way, and then go this way, and then I ended up basically in the area I wanted to be in. But I had to take a weapon with me. A couple of times I didn't know that I had to take a specific weapon, so I had to like go to a specific dungeon and get that weapon. And then once I did get that specific weapon, I had to carry it with me through the dungeon. Nothing else required, no countdown, nothing. I just went through it, and bang. As soon as I completed it, bang, I got Alphamon straight away. Easy. It's specifically not that hard to do because to get Alphamon's quest, you have to talk to a Digi-Elf, meaning any Digi-Elf. Then you have to go to the safe area, the safe room area, and then go up until you see a Digi-Elf, mainly two of them. You talk to one of them, basically it says about Dungeon of Doom. So apparently you accept that one, even though you've already accepted one from another Digi-Elf. So apparently it opens the way to Dungeon of Doom, and then you basically go into the battle arena, and then you find that Dungeon of Doom, and bang, you're straight into the Dungeon of Doom. Now what I've said before, about memorizing, like, you do come across Agumon from time to time. You have to memorize basically which paths you've taken and what you haven't taken. Sometimes you could be lucky that you're on the right path, sometimes you're not as lucky. Again, you just have to be lucky sometimes, because the last time I did it, I got lucky on that certain path, and I was like, okay, I'm going the right way now. So which is what I did. I went the right way, apparently, and then that was it. I ended it with Alphamon. Not picking up any sort of weapons or anything like that. Fairly easy. When you basically, that was on hard mode, but on easy you get something else, probably money or something like that. Because I know Alphamon can be obtained in different ways depending on which Digimon you're playing as, which is one. So apparently this is basically great, because as soon as I got Alphamon, I was excited, overjoyed and such. I was feeling, yay, hooray, I've got Alphamon, one of my favourite megas. And apparently he is my favourite mega Digimon, because of the way it looks, mainly because I watched X Evolution, the movie. And I liked him because of that. He looked interesting at the end of the the end of the intro scene of the game. It looks brilliant. Again, that's basically from the movie. So, he is one of sort of Digimon that you get to like because he's interesting, but even though you basically think he's hard to get, he's actually not that hard. The other thing is, the one thing that is probably hard to get is the signature weapon, and I'll explain why. To get the signature weapon to each Digimon, you have to beat every single boss in each area. Where you basically would feel like some sort of arena or something like that. You fight them, and then once you've fought all those opponents without resetting, bang, you get the weapon. And then once you get the weapon, it also basically also depends on which Digimon you are. Like, say if you were like Alphamon, you would get his signature weapon. If you were War Greymon, you'd get his. If you were Black War Greymon, you'd probably get his. If you were Cyangamon, you'd get his signature weapon. Well, you get the point. Mainly, whoever you're playing as would get that signature weapon. In a manner of speaking. So, now, apparently there is specific Digimon that you can't get unless you do something to get it, and yeah. Like, for example, to get Black War Greymon, you have to beat, all side quests. Well, again, depending on which Digimon you picked as is your main character. Because I know with Doraemon, it's probably Black War Greymon, most likely, because you have to do all the quests to get him. In one of them, you basically, as one Digimon rookie, you do actually get Black War Greymon instead of Alphamon, in the Dungeon of Doom, I reckon it is, if I remember right. Well, I'm pretty sure you do. So apparently that's what I think, up to now. Apparently if you're a low level, for example, on the game, and you want to train, and say, you have an unlocked hard mode, your best bet is, Government if you haven't unlocked dry land yet, but if you have unlocked dry land, then your best bet is training in dry land and training in this area. That's your best way to level up, as you will level up quick. with each thing you do, especially training your weapons up. Now the other thing is, if you basically get really high and you get really strong, apparently stronger than these Mummymon and whatever, and you basically strike them down too easy, then your next bet is, if you haven't unlocked hard mode yet, is beating easy mode and going through it until you get dry lands. But I would recommend training in the goblin area first. Basically, it's up to you if you want to train in the goblin area first, or you just want to stick to dryland and train there, because the Mummymons are a bit higher leveled. The Goblinmon at the goblin area. So if you want to take the risks and level up really quickly, the Mummymon are your best bet because they can basically give you a bunch of XP. So apparently I'll show how much they give you. Now apparently they do give you 256 XP each time you kill them. They do give a lot. Now, while in easy mode they give you around 50, which is not really that much of a lot. So the ones in here do give you a lot on hard mode, which is basically great and all for XP. I really enjoy leveling up on them. Apparently I do have to beat Venom Jungle still, but I'm just leveling up my weapons before I do that. I do always have the filter on, just in case I get poisoned, which is great for me, so then it can help me out if I basically do sort of get poisoned or something like that. Now some enemies can still poison me, like the Arachnamon, the spider one, or those poisonous Ramons. They can also poison me because of touching them. If by a poison touch. So if you haven't actually played this game yet, it's a PS2 game. It also can be played on GameCube. Even though it's not actually released in the UK, it is released in America. This Digimon game on the GameCube. It is basically released in the UK on PS2 and such. So really give this game a try. It's great. It's kind of like similar to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but 10 times better. As you're actually controlling a Digimon, you have moves just like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon does, except more. You can do a lot more than you did with Pokemon, apparently. You can jump, attack, block. You can even teleport home. Also use MP moves, which is similar, apparently, like I said before, to Pokemon using their own moves. Now, apparently with this, you do have, like, switches and whatever, and, jumping platforms and whatever, and special bosses at the end. Well, the special bosses are kind of, like, similar to Mystery Dungeon, except with this, you have more of switches and such, which is 10 times better, and you get to experience it mainly, and as you're experiencing it, you feel, okay, this is 10 times better. Because you also fight secret bosses and whatever. They're somewhere in the, well, depending on which place you go to. You also have like side quests. It's like an open world sort of thing, mainly. It's like you can like go to any dungeon in the area, depending on where you are. You do basically get some of them spawning and whatever. It's actually way 10 times better than Mystery Dungeon. Well, Pokemon in other words, Mystery Dungeon. This is the best dungeon crawler to me because it works as a dungeon crawler. And this would look brilliant under a grey engine, I think, if it had like a remake or anything like that. It would so work as an online Digimon game, because the more Digimon you get in the same room, the laggier it gets. So this would be great for fighting Digimon mainly online. Like if you were with a team of 4. Now, I think with a remake, apparently, like 4 Digimon would be in a team, online, apparently going to like different dungeons, and basically passing other teams, sort of like that. And apparently the other teams can't actually join the other team because when they go into a dungeon, the only thing it shows is the 4 Digimon of your team. Now, if you're in that area, for example, before you enter an actual dungeon, then it classes as seeing other team members roaming around, going into different dungeons and such. So that would be interesting. It definitely has the accessibility to be a good remake as well, which I wish Bandai would actually focus on. So yeah, so apparently a couple of my are just hitting me right now. I'm being cheeky and naughty. So now, okay, now apparently there's a couple of modes, apparently on this. There is, as we know, normal. Normal is basically easy mode, just so you know. There actually isn't any modes called easy mode, since it's only normal mode. Normal mode actually can be easy, to play. Hard mode comes after it, and then you've got like very hard mode after that, which has more Digivolutions to unlock, but it's like way harder, and the enemies could be more aggressive. Well, depending on your level mainly. So, the highest level you can get on this game is 999. It is the highest level in the game, which makes you OP. Now, apparently I'm going to explain something about your tech, for example. Now, when it's red, it means you can't actually level up anymore on that specific skill. Until you level up once, and then it'll allow you to skill up again. So every time you level up, it allows you, but every time it's red, it won't let you because it has a specific skill number for that level. So you'll pretty much that's it. So 2,550 is basically the highest skill for 112 at the least, until you level up again, which is 113, and then basically you're allowed to go again. So apparently, yep. Now, apparently I do need to, apparently I do need to basically get 24,166 down to the next level, which will be 113. So apparently I need to level up the next ones, which is Bash, Shot, and Crush. So apparently I need these ones to stop chasing me for a sec. Now apparently some items that you get in this dungeon, you can't really find that well, like the gate disc. The gate disc can't be found that often, because again, this is on hard mode. Like if you were on, say, normal mode, it would be easier to get. So now apparently this is the area. This is where the call keeper, where you call in like the multiple players, mainly. Like if you want a helping hand on the game, that's who you call when you're playing the game. So then you get 3 other Digimon added into the game, meaning playable characters. It basically means using a controller, meaning you have to have like 3 extra controllers in order to actually play with friends or family, depending on who wants to play with you. Now, this area is the emergency gate, so if you find the emergency blue line thing on the floor somewhere, or any dungeons or whatever in the area, this is your emergency gate. So apparently you stay on the blue thing in a dungeon or whatever, and then you basically go to your gate disc. You click on the gate disc, and it takes you home. This is where you basically stop apparently. So apparently that's basically where you continue to go whenever you basically want to return to your spot that you want to continue adventure. Now apparently this is some of the Digi-Elves. As I mentioned before about Alphamon, you just basically click on any of these apparently, and then you click on the other Digi-Elf, which I'll show later. Now, this one is the one for Undead Yard to get your first Mega Digivolution, or depending on which evolution you're getting. Like, say if you were Doraemon, you would get Garurumon, which actually isn't, well, it isn't actually a Mega, it's more of an Ultimate, really. But most others actually do get Megas and such. Now, this is your heal circle, where you heal. Now, this is your portal to different areas. As you can see, you've got, I've got Death Valley, Dryland, Venom Jungle, and such. The other one I haven't unlocked yet because, again, I'm on hard mode. Now, this is the gate to the commander room, and that's important for story, mainly. Now, apparently, this is the next area. You've got the central area, which I'm going to show. Now, the central area is really important because you've got like a number of things. While in the other area, you've got the shop shop area and whatever, where you can talk to Edamon about filters and whatever, where you actually get the poison filter. Now, apparently, this is the safe keeper, which you basically save your game. Meaning your Digimon on the other hand. Now, if you go over here, you can actually just show off for a photo or something with your friends. This is actually the best point to get a close-up of your Digimon. Now, the person I'm going to show is the one that actually tends to be the Dungeon of Doom. I think it's this one, I think. Apparently, I think it's one of these. Yeah, now apparently it's this one, I think, or it's this one, I can't remember, it's one of these. It's one of these Digi-Elves that gives you the Dungeon of Doom when you accept a cut request, I think. At least I think it is. Or it might be one of these or something. I know it's one of them. I know it's one of the Digi-Elves in this area. They give you the Dungeon of Doom. Now this is the card keeper. Apparently I'm going to show. This is basically where, again, is basically where you have cards and you collect them through booster packs. And what you do, you give the booster packs to the Digi-Elf, and, well, you kind of like basically open the booster packs and whatever, and then once you've got them, you view your album. Now, apparently these are some of the Digimon I've got now. Apparently I've got a full album at the moment. Now, apparently on each one, you got two Agumons, two Veemons, two Guilmons. Now, on this one, you've got Greymon, Waggarumon, Doramon, Alphamon, Beelzemon, and Pilgrimon. White, I class it as, and Pilgrimon Black, I'm going to call it. Blackwall Greymon, Gallopmon, Metal Garurumon, Susunamon, Kakaramon, Malamiotismon, Lucamon, Gobramon, Pteramon, Nuamon, Sukamon, Ogremon, Blossomon, Mammothmon, Arachnamon, Tyrannomon, Mummymon, Minotauromon, Pharamon, Skullgreymon, Scorpiomon, Tautomon, Autamon, Gekomon, Marine Devimon, Gekomon, Diaboramon, Nightmon, Epiledramon, and Pheramon, Megadramon, Ramon, Leomon, Metal Animon. Now, Metal Animon is actually the Con Keeper, which you can actually get your Poison Person thing from. Then you've basically got Amnamon, Sephimon, and Prince Mimimon. Now, Mimimon is actually the Key Keeper. You'll Apparently, if you have 9, you have to give them to him, and he gives you like weapons and such. So apparently that is that. Apparently that's the Digimon card thing. So I'm gonna show off the next area. Once this is loaded up. So it's taking its time. Right, okay, now the next thing I'm going to show off is this, the Data Keeper. Now, the Data Keeper can make you strong, apparently. Now, it does basically show a data thing, like there. I'm actually 141 on there at the moment. So apparently what the data thing does, if you have like something to add to your weapon or whatever, you can actually make that stronger. So let's see, folder. Now, apparently it's kind of like an upgrade sort of thing. It does actually make it stronger. Kind of like what I've done here. I did make the Wisdom chip stronger for both, especially B and A. I even did the same with the Speed and the Lightning Power Medal. Now, the Power Medal is actually lightning. It can put a mummy that's on fire out. Which is basically great. Now, apparently another thing Data Keeper can do is the data apparently also can upgrade your stats like strength, defense, wisdom, spirit, speed, fire resist, and whatever. It can boost them up apparently, so that's one. Now, the other one I'm going to show off is the Digilab. You do have the Digilab. Now, the Digilab is where you can basically select your Digimon. Digimon's weapons, like swap your Digimon's weapons out and whatever, and even change Digivolutions on there. So that's why you basically can switch when you do get your Digivolution. Now, the other one is the Bank Keeper. Now, this is basically the Bank Keeper where you can like store your money and your items. So it does, your bank does get bigger over time as you basically level up or something like that, I think. So apparently we got Leomon right here. Apparently you have to rescue him from like the start. Now he's a special Digimon because if you get any items that have a question mark, you basically sees what the item is and then he tells you what it is and then you basically get given it back, the item, but is without a question mark anymore. Now, apparently normally the one I mentioned earlier about the keyrings, stands here. Now apparently, again, you just give 9 keychains, and then you go out and collect more, and then you come back, and then you give more again. And he keeps giving you stuff for it, so yeah. Now, the safe area I'm not going to mention much because you don't really do much there. All you do is just like, you mainly got like weapons, kind of like also armor, and such. And you got like chips. Chips is mainly like special items. Now, the chips is basically the discs mainly. You got like HP of different ones. Then you've got like the MP ones. Then you've got like Cure. Now, Cure basically helps remove poison from your body. Apparently. So basically it says here, but if poison is strong, cannot remove all at once. So basically, if it's too strong, the poison, it won't remove it straight away. Now, Raise is good for basically reviving your teammates in battle. Now, the gate disc, what I mentioned before, if you're standing on a blue thing or whatever, is it like wanting to get sent so you don't lose your progress where you were standing. The gate disc is perfect for that, but you have to be standing in the right area for that to teleport back to that area again. So if you do it without actually using the blue marker thing, then you would basically start off going to a different area. Well, basically trying to get back to where you were. So now the recovery recovers your HP and MP. The V pack, again I mentioned before, is your booster pack. And the keychains and mouse I mentioned before is mainly to do with giving to Prince Memamon, which is basically the golden king boy I mentioned earlier. That you give your keychains to, and he gives you an item for each time, whatever. So apparently, yeah, we got bits here. Now apparently you do collect keys of different Digimon that you fight in each dungeon. So apparently on hard at the moment, I've fought Blossomon, Mammothmon. I've also got the boat key. You do get a boat key apparently. So the boat key is basically to do with getting the boat key to the boat at Newamon River. Now that one is great for a mini game. It seems like a fun mini game because you can just go shooting everything while rescuing the Digi-Elves. It's a great one actually. Recommend trying that one out. Apparently I've just shown that off. Right. Now apparently armor. I do have a Core Y equipped at the moment. I also have the filter board. The filter board's right there. Apparently you do get that from Etamon, like I mentioned. Apparently I've kept it since normal mode, so I wouldn't have to go to Etamon anymore. So I'm pretty much fine for that. So if you haven't actually tried the game yet, please give it a try. It's great. It's basically worth trying out. Now apparently there's only 4 rookies altogether you could try. They all have different skill sets depending on who you play as. Now, for Doraemon, he basically has Ice, Dark, Venom, Hail Light, Freeze, and Bind. Now, for Ice and Dark, apparently the more of attacking moves. Now, Venom is basically more of a poisoning move, so you can actually poison your enemies. Now, Heal Light is actually healing your Digimon. Freeze is actually more of, well, putting their stat down. Now, to make them a bit weaker to attack. Now, Bind is actually making them stuck in place, as you can see there. Now, apparently you also get Agumon. Now, Agumon has Fire, Cutter, Bomb, Heal Light, Resist, and Power Up. Apparently, which is his moves. Now, apparently, I don't really know much about some of his moves. I know Cutter perfectly well. I know Fire is more basically similar to Ice or whatever, except Fire. Bomb I basically don't know because I haven't tried that move yet. Heal Light, basically I reckon again that's just basically healing, I reckon, or something like that. I know Power Up's more of an attacking status one that basically makes you stronger. Which is one. Then you've got Vaemon. It has Bolt, Impact, Bind, Heal Light, Freeze, and Resist. Now, Guilmon has Fire, Dark, Bomb, Heal Light, Power Up, and Power Down. As in right here. Now, Wagrulamon has Ice, Impact, Speed, Heal Light, Cure Light, and Power Down. Now, Hoogly's Capitariamon has Bolt, Venom, Sleep, Heal Light, Cure Aura, and Bind. Now, Cure Aura is actually important because it heals your teammates if they're close to you. But if they're far away, then it doesn't heal your teammates. So, and Sleep's actually pretty good also because it can put your opponents to sleep for a while. Now, apparently, Cyandramon has similar move as well to that, but better, more of a healing assist Digimon. Now, Cyandramon has Ice, Bolt, Cutter, Heal Aura, Cure Aura. Now, Cure Aura basically is the same as what Capitariamon has, with healing your opponents. Now, Raise is actually really important because you wouldn't need an item at all, because you can actually just raise his teammates instead. Now, Alphamon has Dark, Cutter, Heal Light, Cure Light, and Speed and Freeze. Apparently, so with Speed, you can actually put the speed down, it looks like. Now, with Cure Light, I reckon, is mainly to do with curing your status or something like that, which I reckon it's what it's for. So apparently, basically that's about it. Apparently for that. So apparently, I think I'm basically going to save right now. So apparently, again, this is your saving Digielf. So apparently you can save up to 4 slots if you have a memory card. If you have, like, say, like a multi-tap sort of a thing, you actually can add up to 4 memory cards if you have one of those. So you do basically get a selection. You actually can have up to 4, like I mentioned before, depending on which slot. You can also have up to more than 4, depending if you have 2, or whatever. So you can basically save more or whatever. So apparently this is basically my save slot area. I do basically have Hercules Capitarium on there, Wargrim on there, and Cyandramon there. Apparently my sister is Cyandramon apparently because she trains as Cyandramon more. Now apparently I was 100 and 11 on there. So apparently all I did was get 1 level back. So apparently you just save like that. Kind of like that. Now you can also basically let you know if you want to return to the lobby or end the game. So apparently choose to end the game or whatever. Now the important thing is when you leave the game set for a while, you do get an intro thing to it. After waiting a while. So apparently you just have to wait for it to kick in, and then once it kicks in, you see the intro. The intro would actually kick in, but I'm not actually going to use any music because, well, music would be copyright, I think. So I don't really want to use any music. So apparently I'm just using the footage for now. So apparently just wait for it to start. And see how it is or whatever, and then even explain what each thing is or whatever. So now this is it starting right now. This is basically the intro starting, as it says there. Now, apparently, this was the movie X Evolution. Basically, the movie based on the legendary Digimon Doraemon. Now, Doraemon is more like an outcast Digimon, like there, chased by Leomon. Because everyone thinks Doraemon is a threat or something like that, and thinks he's dangerous, so they all try to hunt him down. Because they're scared and whatever. Because most Digimon that have the anti thing are actually strong in a way. So it's kind of like resisting against or whatever. And other Digimon try to actually kill the ones with the X antibody, which is a bit weird for some because, yeah. Now, Darmon does digivolve into this. It looks brilliant with the lights, effects, and everything on it. Now, apparently that's the intro. Apparently the movie is X Evolution, in case you haven't watched it. It isn't actually in English, but it does have English subtitles if you want to check that out. Um, Now, apparently, it is one of those games where you feel, yep, okay, it looks great, sounds great. So again, I'm not actually going to use the music because again, it's copyright, so I can't. In the future, did change the policy, then I would be able to show the music off, but I can't. So yeah, so apparently, I'm going to end the stream right here. Basically, that's what I think about everything right now. Probably try playing a bit of the game. So yeah.